Hu Yang? Yeah, I don't know who he is. Who you? Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Today we're going to talk about priorities at 9.2 million. I actually think I'm at 9.4. In fact, this might be a typo. There's a possibility that it is, because the counts grow so quickly when you buy those Lightspeed bundles. So let's jump into it right away here, folks. Whoa, we're in the game already. So, welcome to Prevail Man. This is my alternate account. You can watch me play it on Twitch if you want to go watch me there. If you follow me, there's a link in the video description. You can check that out. And it's been a while since we've done one of these update videos, folks. The last time we did one, I was at 8.6, something like that. I've bought a few Lightspeed bundles since then. So I'm going to give you just a very brief overview of what's going on my account. And then we're going to talk about the things that I'm going to probably farm, discuss why I'm going to be farming them, etc. And it's just kind of a follow along. I know that not everyone at this GP level is going to have the same roster, and so I'm going to just explain my thought process, and you guys can it'll hopefully spark some inspiration, and you guys can do it better than I do. So this account is a really fun one for me because it's my alt. It's my opportunity to do some weird stuff. So at 9.4, I'm in Kyber 3, just barely. I think where are we at here? Yeah, Kyber 3, just hanging on though. If we lose one more, we'll go into Kyber 4, but staying in Kyber 3, and the big defining characteristic of this account is that I only have 2 Galactic Legends. The majority of my opponents that I face in GAC are going to have somewhere between 8 and 8. That's the majority of my opponents, though a couple of them lately haven't had all 8, which is fun. It's super fun to play someone who's a little bit limited. They don't have all the teams, but one way or another, we're still to find ways. Like, that's one of the fun things that I enjoy in this game, is being able to use off-meta counters and being able to maximize how many, we use Datacrons on this account to the most that we can. And we have quite a few in fact. This account is mostly free to play. People are gonna flame me, they're gonna lambast me. How about that? Those lamb bastards. But they're gonna because this account isn't free to play. It is not a high spending account, however, and people get real upset about that distinction. You really have to just be the most pure of heart to be free to play. You have to spend 0 money and be pure of heart, both. So there's not many free-to-play players, to be honest, but anyways, no more commentary on those awesome people. So I spend money every month I spend $10 on the Conquest Pass, because I don't log in to get my free energy or anything in this account. I miss a lot of free resources, and so I figure buying that pass kind of makes up for it a little bit. It makes life a little bit easier, and the awesome part about that is I have all of the Conquest characters at this point unlocked, except for we do it the lazy way. You guys can go find that video, of course, if you want. We do one every 3 months whenever the Conquest switches, but the lazy way just entails getting crate 5 instead of crate 7, crate 7 being red crate, and that means if you get crate 5 every time, that means you can unlock those Conquest characters over the course of 6 months instead of 3. So you can see we have Ezra here at 250 shards. In 2 more months he will be unlocked, and we'll be halfway done with I almost said Bastila, but whatever her name is. Pointy Teeth Ray. Another Palpatine in the mix. So anyways, we have all the Conquest characters on this account. We have 2 Galactic Legends, which are just like the 2 really basic ones. We have Kylo. You can't see him, I guess. There you go. Kylo. He's got a helmet on. Darth Platypus, if you will. And then we have Rey as well. And that's basically it. We get, like I said, we do okay in Conquest. And I guess the only real The only things we haven't really unlocked at this point is like we don't have Afra, which so I guess that's the other thing I spend money on is light speed bundles. I didn't spend $50 on Afra though, guys. I don't intend to. She doesn't seem to make a lot of sense for this account. I did buy the light speed bundle for the actually about 3 of them recently. 3 of them for Jabba unlock. So we got the Tusken squad, the Jabba squad, and the Hutt squad. So we're getting close to getting Jabba unlocked and everything because he's pretty cool. He's the best Galactic Legend right now, in my opinion. And so that's basically where we're at. Oh, the other big thing, guys, is in fleets we have we don't have Inquisition, so we don't have the Scythe unlocked. It's not exciting at all. We don't have Leviathan. We're not close to that, and we have a 6-star, but still needs 100 shards profundity. So that's basically it, folks. I have most things farmed, and you guys will see the state of affairs on my account. A lot of off-meta teams, and you guys can go watch me live. I mean, I usually clear, at least until we get to ships. Ships is a huge, it's a huge, tricky situation for this account. Hugely tricky. Should I just do this video without speaking, folks? I'm sure some of you would like that. But those of you who would like that, I'm going to disappoint, which is awesome, and it disappoints me not at all. So, Prevail Man, what are you gonna farm, dude? What's your priority with Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, with Glat on her way, with Balin's Skull, and you know he's going to be returning at some point. We have Jar Jar Binks that we could work on if we wanted to. We also need relics on so many characters. We need to work on fleets because fleets is a huge, ridiculous mess. What should we work on this account? I gave you a brief overview for 7 minutes. Dear Lord. Okay, so what are we working on here, folks? So first off, I guess I should give a caveat. I think there's a decent chance we will get a new Datacron set pretty soon. They'll give it to us soon. That one wouldn't be surprised if it was like tomorrow, like the day that this video's released, or the next week, one way or another. Whatever their next release is, their next update, that'll be the last we hear from CG for like 2 months. They take a really long vacation. I guess they'll have a couple random. They set it up so that they can't take too long of a break. We'll have Bad Batch coming out in January, a little bit at least. So, anyways, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But we will get the new Datacron set, and I usually, on this account, that's one thing that I do, is I chase Datacrons a little bit. Not every time, but if it's a character that makes sense and is within reach, then a lot of times I will get I'll be like, okay, look, Jabba, you're great and all, you're wonderful, you're huge, all of that stuff, but you're not nearly as cool as getting like Kit Fisto geared up or something, because Datacrons are fancy. So anyways, here, I think we can zoom in a little bit. Shall we zoom in, and then I'll forget about that, and it'll be fun. We'll have fun. You know, we'll have a good time then, folks. So, first off, Jabba requirements. We are actually very close to unlocking Jabba. Just need a handful of relics on these characters. Of course, limiting factor being signal data, as always. And I even have Chrysanthemum and Boosh here just because they're going to want more relics once I unlock Jabba. Greedo needs 1, Fennec needs 1, Aura needs, what, 5, something like that, and then I can start farming Jabba shards. So very close to it. And so this is, by the way, guys, this is the list of things that I kind of should, or you know, like that it looks like I'm within reach of being able to unlock. I did realize recently that I was actually very close to unlocking Jedi Master Luke. I had no idea I was this close, but we just need to get a few relics on Old Ben, Hoda, R2, and old Smoothie Lando. and we'll be able to unlock Jedi Master Luke, which of course puts me in a terrible situation where I just don't have enough Zetas, folks. I have, you can't see it. You still can't see it. Oh Lord, what a nightmare it must be to be you. We have how many? 23. We have 23 total materials, and if I'm gonna unlock back-to-back Galactic Legends, I don't even think I have all the Zetas on the current Galactic Legends that I have. I think I'm missing at least one. Let me see. Yeah, Rey is still not fully Zetaed. So, anyways, we'll be working on Jabba requirements, and probably back-to-back may as well unlock Jedi Master Luke. Now, I do think that it's important for this account to not have a ton of Galactic Legends, because we want to do something different than other accounts, right? Which, I mean, a lot of people at this point, at this GP level, should be chasing at least a few more Galactic Legends than I have, but having 4 seems a little bit rough for the goals of this account, which the goals aren't to get to Kyber 1, unless we can actually legitimately do it with that few Galactic Legends. And so, yes, we're going to be unlocking these guys, but at what cost? I will probably take a break on Galactic Legends after that, unless I want to unlock Glat, which we'll talk about here. So, other things that we could be working on. The Baylan requirements, we already were able to farm the 2 Great Mother or Night Sister characters, and I did buy the Night Sisters Lightspeed Bundle as well, so I have a fully operational team here of Night Sisters, which is nice. Thrawn needs a few more relic levels for Baylan, and then of course I'm farming Shin and Merrick, but you can see we haven't made much progress. It's gonna take a while. We're not even gonna unlock Baylan next time. It'll be the time after that, which I suppose that's okay. I can live with that. If that's even a goal we want to go to, we'll talk about that as well. So hold on. What am I doing here? Okay, we need to rewind just a little bit here. Okay, so we got those 2. We also have, so we have Leviathan requirements. Those other teams, we'll get back to them. But Leviathan requirements, I'm very far from getting Leviathan, folks. Unfortunately, it's just somewhat out of reach because I didn't farm, Dagger? I don't think I have it was just a blind spot for some reason. I would have farmed it, actually. I had the resources to do it, so I'm farming it now. I think I only need like 50 more shards, but until then, that we can't even get Leviathan, even if that's something I wanted to pursue. But you can see there's just a selection of characters that I would need to be able to unlock Leviathan, and it's just a lot of stuff. I mean, Basti is only relic 3. There's a lot of different characters and relics that we would need. Leviathan and then when you get Leviathan, it's only 4 stars, which makes it pretty sad, and Profundity isn't even there yet. So anyways, Leviathan is kind of an option. We could kind of be working on that. Yeah, so here's the Night Sisters team that we kind of have already, so I don't know why I put that on the list of things I should work on. Oh, I should put more relics on Great Mothers and Marin, perhaps, but let's see. So the Baylan requirements, yeah, we went over that a little bit. Now, Galactic Legend of Ahsoka Tano has 3 different, kind of waves, as I see it, on this for this account. So first, we have the Zombie Troopers, which, they're all kind of close-ish to being farmed. I mean, I realize close-ish. What I do think is funny is Captain Enoch is almost the exact same number of shards as Death Trooper Peridia, which is funny. Hold on, why is my phone going off? 1 second, folks. All right, do not disturb mode enabled. So, I mean, beyond having them help us unlock Galactic Legend of Ahsoka Tano, they're also useful in that mission to be able to get assault battle wins, and it's nice. It's nice, though they don't really do that much for me. They don't have, as you can see, we don't have a lot of Zetas to spare. They don't have any Zetas. Then we have Relic 9s that we got to apply, which for someone who has as significant a signal data issue as my account, as this Prevail Man account, getting them all 3 to Relic 9 is a significant endeavor, and I'll only take that on if I'm gonna unlock the Galactic Legend, but it is actually a huge obstacle. And then, of course, wave 3, we've got the 3 new unlock characters. And then, of course, Ezra is essentially required, right? Just like, I didn't put him up there, but Embo is also kind of required for Jabba. And, I mean, I think he's gear 12. So, anyways, this is a lot, guys. This is, like, these 3 waves. It would be a very significant level of expenditure for this account if we wanted to chase Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. But, I mean, she's the new hotness, so maybe. We don't have her kit yet, so we'll have to see that. And then, of course, everyone will read her kit incorrectly, and they'll all just wail and moan and despair for their lives because they'll have misinterpreted what is going to happen with the kits, because that's how it happens, folks. But anyways, we also we have the frogs. We're definitely not working on them. Just gonna tell you right now, we have Inquisition, which, I mean, it's a good squad, right? I mean, it is. It's nice to have. Of course, I do have Riva on this account randomly, and she's relicked. But these guys, I mean, they need Zetas. They need a 6th character as well. Once you get these guys up to relic, 5 or 7, then you need Grand Inquisitor there. It's a whole mess. It's a lot of expenditure, but it is a very good squad. And then we have Negotiator pilots, which is an even bigger mess because Negotiator, turns out, is very strong, but you need Marauder. Marauder's kind of the carrying unit there. And then I just actually, right before I started making this video, I got 5s from Gear 12 up to Relic 1. So he needs more Relic levels, but, I mean, how much signal data do you think I have? Is the question. And the answer is, you're not zoomed in. You're too zoomed in. You can't see. Yeah, I have no resources, folks. The resources don't exist on this account, apparently. So, anyways, then we don't have Bad Batch either. And if you're gonna work on the 3 pilots, you may as well work on Echo because he's a Lord Vader requirement, but also he's the only guy who makes that team work. You can't have a 3v3 team of Hunter, Wrecker, and Tech and expect them to have anything good. Echo is the one amazing character. However, working on Marauder pilots is also a fairly good idea because we're gonna do Bad Batch after this in January. That's the direction this game is going, is Bad Batch for a while, and it seems like we're going to use at least some number of these guys will be on the end Bad Batch squad, I would guess. I mean, I think so. So, anyways, then we should, in theory, put Relic 9 on Padawan Obi-Wan, on Master Qui-Gon. Should we actually do that? I don't know. It's rough times, folks. Lots of stuff to process. I guess the one thing that I'll point out here, folks, is working on Inquisition. It used to be my goal. You can see Gear 12 on Second Sister because she's a good pilot. The thing is, CG, in their wisdom, have decided to just nerf a long-standing counter to the best meta fleet out there, which was using Chimera to be able to counter Leviathan. Doesn't work anymore. They fixed a bug that had been standing for over a year. At this point, everyone had just assumed that the bug was the way they intended it to work, and then they were like, no, thank you. And so that whole counter is just Chimera can still do some stuff, but it is significantly worse, folks. So much worse. And so with that, their ship was a huge reason why I wanted to work on Inquisition. even though they counter a lot of things, we're probably not going to work on Inquisition. Yes, it's a good squad, but the fleet aspect of it, whereas it's important, the value of Chimera has gone down significantly, and therefore the Inquisition are now no longer as vital. So what things on this list are things that I'm going to for sure be working on here, folks? And that was the list I was actually looking at previously, but we're probably going to work on Jabba and Jedi Master Luke. Let's get 2 more Galactic Legends. Let's dump a non-zero number of Zetas into them as well. It's going to be a rough time, but we need a lot. We need a lot of Zetas for those squads, and maybe I'll just throw an Omega or an Omicron on Boosh as well. I mean, we have Omega issues too, guys. I hate to break it to you. We have, you can't see it. Blast it all. We have 25 Omegas on this account. Oh my gosh. What a huge, ridiculous mess. And, okay, so let's work on those 2 GLs. And then, I think we're close enough. Why shouldn't we be working on Balin here, guys? He seems like the low-hanging fruit. Because then you can supplement his squad with other mercenaries that are already out there. And I already have the Great Mothers already farmed. They're already good to go. Thrawn, even ironically, I just finished saying we're not going to be working on Chimera build at all because it's a bad ship. We're still going to be working on the Chimera's pilot, apparently. So Grand Admiral Thrawn will appreciate that. Now, I think it's important to point out here, folks, I'm not going to exactly work on these as priorities, but I am going to still farm the zombie troopers. We're going to slow farm them because you never know when you want to be able to get these characters up to relics. Some level of urgency may occur that makes it so that you need to get them right now. And so I want to farm them. We'll farm them slowly, though. We're not going to do any refreshes, just 5 attempts per day, and they'll be done when they get done. Very similarly, and these guys, throwing some gear on them will help with that assault battle, right? And that's another important thing. So, in fact, I say that we're only going to be throwing yes, we're going to slow farm the zombie troopers. Probably going to go a little deeper than that and put a few gear levels on them, maybe even relic them to some extent, because that assault battle is it's resources. It's because it's the most recent one, it's going to recur the most. And that would be honestly one reason to work on Inquisition, by the way. Though I think someone told me that you can at least get through some of the levels of the Tusken, or of that Inquisition raid with Tusken Raiders, which we'll discuss in just a moment. But similarly, but not as similarly, we're going to work on Glat Wave 3 just to farm them. Once they're available, you can see that I have farmed 0 shards on any of them at this point. And I don't intend to really put gear on them or anything, but they will be, they'll be decent at least. We'll get them farmed when they're available. But other than that, not much gear is available for them, sorry. But Glat is going to have to wait. She is just too expensive. I mean, just these characters alone are going to take, it would take months, probably like 2 or 3 months to get all of the gear required for just these characters. Not to mention all the relics required for all the other Relic 8, Relic 9 nonsense that are required for Glat. So, gonna skip her. A Negotiator, unlike Chimera, the Negotiator stock has continued to rise, and it counters a lot of stuff still in the fleet. And so, working on Bad Batch and those fleets, the pilots, is probably going to be wise, frankly, working on Bad Batch, because Bad Batch are, at least temporarily, our future moving forward, and we're also getting these guys up and running, and then because the new Bad Batch are going to be coming out kind of soonish, they're going to be focused on mercenary stuff. Maybe they'll have some good interactions with Balin because he does mercenary stuff, or maybe it'll be a separate team. I'm guessing it'll be a separate team, but it's probably good to stay within that theme and kind of just ride the wave. And then Relic, I mean, I just don't have signal data, guys. The flesh is weak here. My body is willing, or my brain is Some part of me is willing, and some part of me is weak. All right, I don't know that I can get these guys to the level that they would love to have, but I will say, I think even if I'm not going to get Glat, I am going to work on Ezra as much as I can right away, because he goes on a Jedi team, and if we have Jedi Master Luke with like 1 Zeta on him or something, Ezra's probably going to help shore up that weakness. He does do a lot of good stuff. And then it's kind of a funny thing to put on here, guys, but I am putting the Tuskens on this list, even though they're already Relic 5, and we don't need them anymore because we bought the Lightspeed bundle. I do need to put mods on them, though. They are a whole ridiculous mess right this moment. So, putting mods on them, that'll be a nice little check mark. And that's basically it, guys. Working on fleets is really important, but I don't think you should break the bank for it either. And I guess, I mean, the one thing I will point out is once the new ship, the punishing one, it becomes farmable, which will be pretty soon. I think that one's next, in fact, or close to next. Everyone should be farming this as fast as possible. I already did get Dengar. We don't have a Zeta available for him. Rat bastard wants a Zeta for the nonsense that he does. But I did put 6E mods on him because his ship is already just really strong. And so we may be working on him once Punishing One is here. Definitely want to prioritize that, because that is what makes fleets tick right now. And once we get the new Datacron stuff, we'll also probably swerve a little bit for that. So anyways, folks, that's it. Lots to be thinking about, to be wishing we could work on it, but I think that, I mean, this account has enough to keep it busy for years and years. Of course, that's just how CG does things, but I do think we're moving in a positive direction. We'll see if we can maintain that Kyber 3. So anyways, guys, I think we're gonna call it quits here. So thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails. Take care, folks.